Howdy, everybody, and welcome to Random Rhapsody's Æther-Shanties. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master for the SAGAS campaign. And joining me around my virtual table tonight are Alyssa, Joe, Nico, and Nobody. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Sounds so enthusiastic.
They're adorable, aren't they?
It's been a long day.
Now, before I begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with a word from our sponsor for this campaign, SAGAS. SAGAS stands for Setting and Genre Agnostic System and was created by OKS RPGs. It's a universal rules-light TTRPG designed to help you tell your stories through any world imaginable. You can choose through 100 unique features, or you can also use guidelines to quickly make your own unique abilities. SAGAS promotes helping allies over helping yourself and encourages teamwork to succeed in challenges. You can describe epic team combos by joining up and using your effort to assist each other. And doing so allows you to do so many different combos that you can use to take down your foes. In any setting, SAGAS has provided a smooth integration of rules to create a unique framework to help you create your adventures. It uses a check-based roll-under resolution system, which is unique to most TTRPGs. Your character's features change the size of the dice you roll, and your allies can help you by giving you more dice to roll, improving the chances of getting the lowest possible number. There's a free 35-page SAGAS playtest available on DriveThruRPG, and the Kickstarter has been funded. You can find the link in the chat and show descriptions. This week we have two different campaigns. The first one on Wednesday is Sonnet of Blood, our Curse of Strahd campaign. And our heroes have finally met Darts and are heading back to Argynvostholt to return the skull that Baba Yaga had been floating around in. That's going to be a lot of fun. After that, that game is Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. No, sorry, it's 7 p.m. Central Time. After that, on Thursday, we have another episode of Loroupa Tales, our Tyranny of Dragons campaign. That game is also at 7 p.m. Central Time. Now, you can keep up to date in our schedule and everything we do here on the network by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV, on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody, on Blue Sky as Random Rhapsody, and on TikTok as Random Rhapsody_TV. And that's it. That's our announcements. So join us as we return to the multiverse around Loroupa and join the crew of the Wayfinder and their Æther-Shanties. And we're back. Well, you know how we do the recaps in this campaign. I offer up the random Rhapsody coin, which is good for a free reroll during the session. If I do the recap, I get the coin, and I get to use it in all sorts of ways to make our heroes, their lives a little more difficult. And I doubt anyone really wants me to have that power. But maybe you do. The Maginites did recently. So what do you say? You want me to do the recap this week?
No, and didn't you say you had somebody die in that campaign? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they shouldn't give you the coin.
I mean, they did get shot in the back by a sniper. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you never. Even if I'm on my deathbed, I'll jump into this campaign to do the fucking recap. Never give it to you.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, Zolos, tell us what happened last time on Æther-Shanties.
Well, we had to get out and get that pirate, the Baricuda. It is the Baricuda, right? Yeah, it's the Baricuda.
Shit, yep.
I don't pay attention to what these people tell me most of the time. I look at them and I pretend like I'm listening, but really most of the time I'm just thinking about, I just got to get rid of that last little bit of fat on my belly. But yeah, we were chasing that pirate, and it turns out we're not really good with the shooting of the ballistas because we missed a lot, quite a bit. He hit us with a lot of stuff, put a hole in our ship. That sucked. Fucked up the engines. Dreezy was down there going out of his little fire-loving mind. He was able to fix it. And the Aravas tried to teach me the radar stuff, and that broke. And I kind of got the idea, but not really. But it works, we think, and we found the guy, and we were able to get a lucky shot and stop his ship. So now we gotta go over there and, I'm not gonna admit, we're gonna kill him, and then we're gonna rob him. I mean, Jesus, I was a good kid back home, and I get one taste as a pirate, and fuck, it's murder and thievery. Jesus, yeah. It's what your mama says, don't hang out with the bad boys, because you'll become one yourself.
I guess so. There you go, Zolos. There's the random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It's only going to last the session. Well, Wayfinder crew. Yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. Well, you may still have your life, but you're not so sure about the pirate ship. As you said, it's kind of dead in space, or sorta. The engines powering the Baricuda are sputtering out, and you can just barely see a hint of orange to show signs of power from them. The ship is ahead of you, just off your starboard bow, and is coasting more due to momentum than the damaged engines. Your own ship took quite a beating during the fight as well. Though, in this moment, your ship is in much better shape than the pirate vessel ahead of you. There's no way to know what you're going to find there on the ship itself. But for the moment, at least, it is dead. And doesn't seem to be able to fire back. So, with that in mind, Wayfinder crew, what do you want to do?
I would say we could shoot the engine one more time just to make sure it's dead, but I don't know if that'll make it blow up because I'm good at looking pretty and, beating guys up. So I will ask everybody else, if we shoot it again, is it going to blow up or are we going to get to rob them? What are we doing?
Yeah, as of right now, it's Lark and Skarn in the cabin of the ship. Lark at the wheel, Skarn wearing the crown. You were manning one of the ballistas, and I believe...
The upper one, yeah.
Dr. Bloom, I believe you were down below decks, but then you came up. Remind me? Yeah.
I believe I was also helping with the ballistas.
That's right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
the two of you are out on the deck of the ship. You head over back to the cabin to see Lark and Skarn there. When Zolos can ask his question, what exactly are you all doing?
If we can pull up alongside it, we can get on it.
We should.
It does seem to be slowing down. It's just kind of coasting out there.
Yeah. Is there a way to? I don't know how pirate stuff works. Can we tether ourselves to them somehow?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we could, grapple onto it as soon as it stops. Or if we try to stop it, we should be able to, throw some mooring lines over and get on it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's just, I was a part of. I mean, no, we didn't pirate anybody, although that probably would have been cool as a kid. But I mean, on ships, we've pulled up alongside each other and tied each other together, and we're able to transfer, from one to the other. So I mean, it is doable. Never done it in space, so I guess we'll find out.
Well, we have Bertarelli and Luchim for that, so
Yeah, they're probably good at this.
hopefully.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the nerd read a book about it, at some point about pirates. Yes, yeah. I wasn't paying attention when he was talking. I don't know if that's what he sounds like. I can't remember the voice Matt does.
Aravast looks over at you. Are you talking about me?
No, I didn't realize you were standing there. You're so quiet. I wasn't. But hey, let's go get closer to that ship, huh, guys? He just kind of quietly, just quickly turns and walks out. And just looks back like he's looking out the corner of the door like, shit, the nerd was there. He knows
Very
to be bashful
rude
and ashamed
one,
every once in a
isn't
while. Zolos got well, he does have shame, but he doesn't show it very often.
Aravast was saying as Zolos walks out, "He's a very rude one, isn't he?"
I mean, he is a kid.
Sometimes, not always. Generally, when he thinks you're not listening.
Quite so, quite so. Well, here's a question. Lark, you are at the helm of the ship.
Yep.
Are you going to maneuver it to go alongside?
I'm sure gonna try.
Okay. Zolos, I imagine you're transmitting this decision to the rest of the crew. Bertarelli and Lujim are up there. They do have mooring lines that they tie to the side of the ship. Whatever side Lark plans on pulling up towards them, that's what they're going to do. So here's my question, Lark.
Mm-hmm.
If you look out there on the map right now, what you're going to see is you are currently a little bit, you're basically about a small movement away from where that ship is. You can either just angle your ship and kind of coast in right alongside it. You could do a circle around it before you get alongside it facing the other direction. It really just depends on how strategic you want to be about your positioning. You are in control of the ship, so it's your decision. How do you want to position yourself next to the Baricuda?
Jeepers. And sorry, because I wasn't there last session. So there's nobody left on the ship, or?
So last session, you basically had a dogfight in space, and you disabled.
Their captain got away, right?
Yeah. Well, you disabled the ship. Yeah. The captain left the spaceport and flew off. You followed him. You chased him down. You had a dogfight and disabled their ship.
Okay. So he would be the only one on board.
As far as we know, he's the only one on board.
Okay.
I don't know if he's alive or not.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and position us so that way, if he's like tries to go for one of their guns, he's not gonna have a shot at us.
Okay, so probably like trying to come in from behind and then just maneuver yourself right alongside.
Sure.
Okay. So this is going to be a check of your pirates or your piloting skills. You're trying to do this as a stealthy maneuver where you can't be shot at by their cannon, which you know has a pretty good degree of firing. So you're going to basically have to come in from behind and maneuver right alongside it. So I think this maneuver is going. You need to roll a 3 for this.
Okay.
I'm just going back through and reading the things that I put for Lark when I was doing the rolls last time. See, I've got a Lightning McQueen reference.
Dang it.
A Independence Day reference.
Oh, I got an effort back.
Okay. So, what happens is Bertorelli, Lujim, and Zolos are out on the deck of the ship. They have their mooring lines, and they're holding them. They're positioned along the railing of the ship, so that way when Lark comes alongside it, they'll be able to throw their mooring lines, hook into the side, pull the ship close, while you cut off the engines and just kind of coast in. That is the plan here. Unfortunately, as you're maneuvering yourself, you kind of are going a little faster than you intend and fishtail a little bit coming in on towards the ship. You're a little bit off on your positioning, and Zolos and your two crew members, all three throw their lines over, and as they're doing that, you hear a loud sound of a crack. Boom! Zolos, I need you to make a avoid check for me.
What am I shooting for?
You are shooting for a 4.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Oof.
Mm.
You throw your line, and the moment you do, something burning just hits you in the shoulder. You stumble back, you're taking 2 points of damage.
Ow. That hurt.
You see the captain is still on board the ship. He's kind of firing at you, hiding behind the railing. Your mooring line has gone wide. It does not connect. Lujim and Bertorelli's do. They hook on to the side and pull. Lark, I'm going to need another piloting check from you. This is going to be a 4.
Nope.
Oof.
Rude.
The ship is going too fast. It smashes against the side of the Baricuda. The ship is going to take 2 points of damage as it just scrapes along the side of the ship. The two ships have now collided. They're smashed against one another. Lark, you need to make a maneuvering check. Are you going to try to just stop right where you are, smashed into the ship? Or are you going to try to maneuver to get your ship free from the one that you just rammed into.
I'm gonna try to make it so that we're not stuck, but not like completely disattached from them, because I don't want to ruin the mooring lines that are already there.
Okay. I need Zolos to make a check as well, and Dr. Bloom, you too, because both of you are going to be flung when the ship crashed into the Baricuda. Skarn, you're in your chair. I feel like you have a little bit more ability to hold your ground and not move.
Appreciate that.
But the other two definitely need to make this check. This is just a check to keep your feet. You're aiming for a 5.
For a 5. There you are.
Ooh. Ooh. I can't take too much more damage, so thank God I got a 5. It's probably getting close to the hurtest he's ever been.
It's a 3. Oh my god, thank goodness.
Fortunately, from your position, you managed to stay holding on to the ballista. Zolos, same thing. You are on the side of the ship. You're on the deck of the ship by the railing, getting up from where you got shot when you hit the side of the ship. Fortunately, since you're already on your all fours, you managed to keep yourself from harm. Bertarelli is not so lucky. He goes stumbling and crashes into Lou Jean. The two of them kind of collapse in on each other. You have a moment, Zolos, where you can try to grab those mooring lines. As Lark, I need another check from you, another piloting check. You're trying to get away from and maneuver the ship so you're not stuck. This is going to be a 3 for you. Zolos, if you're going to try to grab the mooring lines and hold on to them, this is an athletics check. This is a strength check. You're aiming for a 4.
Would his wrestler kind of ability and background, grappling and gripping people, would that help in this situation to maybe do a D8 instead of a 10?
I'll allow it.
Plus, I mean, he's all that time he spent on ships when he was much younger. So
Oh, thank God.
he said a 4 is what I'm going for?
You're going for a 4.
Yes.
All right. Yay!
Hell
Hey,
yeah, let's
nice.
go.
Had to close the eyes for that one. That's a 3.
Yeah, holding your shoulder, bleeding out, you go rushing forward, ignoring the pain, grabbing those mooring lines and pulling, bracing your feet against the side of the ship, just as Lark spins her wheel, moving the nose away from the ship. It does take some scrapes, but no more damage than it already has, but you're kind of hurt, your ship, I'm not going to lie. However, Lark, you hit the button, turning off the engine. You spin your wheel, angling it so that the lines hook into the Baricuda and pulls your ship alongside it. The two ships bump against one another, and you're attached. You have a moment right now, you all. Are you going to try to go jumping over to the other side of the ship? Who's going?
Oh, we're going over.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, do y'all want me with you, or do you want me on the engines in case we need to hit the gunnet?
I think we would. Yeah, I think we kind of. Right now, I think we need what we can get. Yeah.
Roger that.
Okay.
So we could have Aravast help with the engines. Because I mean, what else is he gonna do?
He's a linguist.
Yeah, well, he can't. All he has to do.
He can read stuff.
He's a smart guy, and Boomy would just have to say, "Hey, do this, do that," and that's all he's got to do. We don't have to take Bartonelli or Lugine, so I mean, they'll be there to help as well. So I mean, the four of us can go.
Okay, so who's going now?
The four of us.
Zolos
The four of us.
Okay, got it. Bear with me 1 second. I'll move some stuff around. Okay, I don't have the right grid set up, but we're just going to use the squares for this one. But there you guys are. The pirate ship Baricuda is stuck to the side of your ship by mooring lines. You're about 20 feet. There's about a 20-foot gap between the two of you. What are you all wanting to do?
I would assume that there is some kind of. Well, I mean, 20 feet's a long way for like a gangplank
Yeah, no
Mhm.
kidding.
to work. I mean, I guess how tall? I'm assuming there's like a crow's nest. Is there a crow's nest on our ship of some kind, like on the main mast?
Yeah, there is a crow's nest on the main mast.
I mean, because 20 feet is a long fucking way.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't just jump. Because I mean, I guess.
Idea, and I don't like what I'm about to say, but I think I could throw you maybe.
20 feet?
Magic water control. I could like pick you up in the water blob and control that across the gap. I don't know if I have enough range to get all the way.
It's 20 feet.
20 feet.
Bertarelli and Lou Jim are picking themselves up from the deck right now. They hear you all saying this. I imagine all the four of you have stepped out onto the deck at this point. Bertarelli calls out, "We could always just pull the ship up closer to us."
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I mean, if we can do that.
We'd appreciate it.
I was kind of just saying, but the way you said 20 feet, like that was like the closest we could, like maybe our fucking whatever side engines, these things. I don't know if that was preventing us from.
Yeah, it is kind of, but if you pull the nose of the ship together, it'll kind of hit at an angle, and you could get a little bit closer.
I suppose we'll do that. I guess he would have, since he's hurt. He'd ask them to start doing that, and he's gonna man this ballista And if the captain pokes his little fucking head over the rails, he's gonna get a bolt fired right at him. So he's just gonna be like, he goes, yeah, just the thing, pull it, yeah. As he's just sitting there holding himself, he's like, oh god, I think I'm too young to say I'm getting too old for this shit, right? That's
A little.
I'm like, yeah, I'm very young. It's like, yeah, all right. But still, I feel like it.
I'm gonna need some help.
Yeah, of course.
Let's get Granite. Granite can help.
I'll do my best.
Doc, get in on this. We're gonna need you too.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Okay. What I'm going to need from the two of you is a strength check. This is just pure physical force to try to pull this ship a little bit closer to you. You're aiming for 5s.
For 5s. Right. Okay.
Lark's your anchor. They're the ones that they're at the back of the tug of war.
Well, I was gonna say, like, could I potentially switch out with somebody and help them instead?
Zolos will get on it if need be. He'd be like, he'd see your trepidation, he'd be like, man the gun. Let's see what it's gonna hurt.
Just for clarity, are these on D10s?
Unless you got something that helps you with strength.
Okay. I don't. I just needed to make sure I wasn't going to a 12 because I don't.
No.
I guess would the wrestling stuff help with this, or just straight D10 for this situation?
No, I don't think so. Not in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Even hurt, he's pulling it out.
Damn. Let's go.
Wow.
He wants to
Okay.
kill this guy, all right?
Oh yeah. The
The
bloodlust is
adrenaline
real.
is pumping.
Yeah, let's go.
Blood dripping down his shoulder. Zolos just wraps the rope around his one good arm and starts pulling with Skarn behind as the anchor and Bertarelli in the lead. The three of you just pull and pull and pull. And yeah, Zolos, you clearly want to do this. And you're able to pull the nose of the ship towards your own.
Nice.
Now there's little more than a 5-foot gap between the two railings of your ships.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's better.
Much. Yeah, 20 feet was going to be cutting it. 5 feet we can do.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess if we're going to be the ones going over, he would have both of them, Bartinelli and Luigi, like, with this gun, and I guess if this one doesn't go over there, he'd have one of them get up to the gun on top and just, like, have it aimed at the deck of the ship, just waiting for the captain to poke his head out.
Absolutely. Bertarelli and Luigi go off to their assigned tasks. What are the rest of you going to do?
I mean, I suppose.
Do we have a plank? Want to do this real pirate style?
I mean, we have ship repair materials. Presumably that includes wooden boards to repair the ship with.
We've got a gangplank.
Okay, phew.
It's on. Yeah, there's a gangplank there. It's on the side of the ship.
I wasn't sure. Spaceships,
They're still. They could be in the water too. They're space. They're flying pirate ships, is what they.
Mm-hmm.
At least ours are.
Yeah.
Yours is just a little more sleek and stylish.
So fancy.
Anyway, the four of you work together to heave out the gangplank and set it across the two ships. The two ships are kind of bumping against one another a little bit. Bertarelli and Lou Jim have tied the mooring line to one of the posts on the side of the ship to keep it there. The four of you are able to cross, just balancing on the gangplank between them. And you arrive on the other side of the ship. Now, from your standpoint, as you look up across the ship, you would see that massive cannon that was on it, the one that you had been getting hit by. It's on a circular swivel that moves the thing about a good 360 degrees. You can see that there are small metallic spheres all on a rack to one side of the machine. The rack is mostly made out of wood and rope and just kind of has them hanging there next to the cannon itself. Apparently the ammunition for this thing. Now, this is the first time any of you have ever seen this style of weapon before. It is, in essence, a long tube of metal with a bunch of contraptions along the sides of it. It's got brass fittings on it. On the back, there is just a big conical bell shape with a hatch turn on it. You can see that there is a lever to one side of it, probably the firing mechanism. This is technology that you, people from Loroupa, have never seen before.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be ours. Hopefully, Bertarelli and Luigi know how to shoot it. But if we can, we're taking that.
I mean, I'm certainly not opposed if we think we can. It's going to be a heck of a job getting it over there, though.
We'll figure it out. If not, we'll just blow the ship up so nobody can have it.
It does look big and heavy.
Yeah, but if we turn the artificial gravity off, it suddenly becomes less heavy.
But then it potentially floats away.
Yeah, but then watch what happens when he gets over into our ship space and then right through the fucking deck. Yeah,
I mean,
we'll figure it out.
I'm sure we could turn off our gravity too, and we can guide it with ropes, and then once we have it generally where we want it, then turn the gravity back on.
Yeah.
And you know how to do that?
I'm sure Boomy would.
We haven't seen whether or not Boomy can teleport objects. Like big, heavy objects yet. People, yes, but not objects.
Well, let's find the asshole that shot me first, and then we'll figure that out.
Yeah. No, that's good.
I guess he would drink his, because I've got the one healing potion. He would be drinking that just to get one more hit point back to get up to 3.
Okay.
It's just because I have a feeling we're going to be in another fight here in a bit. So.
Yeah.
And then we'll start looking for the captain.
Okay. Now, this ship is somewhat similar in construction to yours insofar as it does look to be like nautical in design. You can see that from where you're standing, there is a staircase that goes down to the main deck of the ship, where there is a very large hatch in the center of between the two main masts, which are now which have been pulled down but are kind of ripped up from your all's assault, so not looking the greatest shape. There is then a ladder with 2 doors on either side of it, located towards the back of the ship, which leads up to the main foredeck. You can see that on the foredeck there is a small cabin located just underneath the third sail of the ship. So there are doors going into the interior of the ship. There is a small cabin on the upper foredeck on the back of the ship.
Do we want to work top down? Bottom up? I don't feel like we should split up personally, but
Yes. Yes. The way this is designed, if I froze the bottom deck doors, would that keep him from getting out? Would there be other hatches he could escape from? Just trying to cut off potential ways he could dodge us around the ship as we search it.
Make for me a perception check. Aim for a 6.
hell yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Just gotta get self-deprecating with it, apparently.
Looking about the ship, you can see that there are 2 doors that lead to the interior of the ship, as well as that big, gigantic hatch in the center of the lower deck. Now, that is it's a metal hatch. It's literally like outlined as a grate, and you can see down into the lower deck from it. Like from where you're standing, you kind of have to look up and over to see it down there, but potentially that would also be a way of egress from the lower deck. Other than those 3 places, you don't see any other entryway to the lower decks.
Okay, well that's more ground than I can cover, so I guess that idea won't work after all.
Okay.
Oh, we got them watching the top of the ship. If he pokes his head out, they can shoot him.
Okay.
One of them's bound to hit.
True, and I mean, they can't exactly go anywhere with the ship currently. It'll just be fighting here. So there is this
He
grate.
sneaks past us and gets onto our ship and takes off.
Well, like I said,
We're not hoping for that.
As soon as he pops his head out, if we're not around, they're gonna see him and they're gonna shoot him.
Did they remove the game plank when we got onto the ship?
No, they did not. Do you want them to?
I don't know. I need my emotional support game plank. I need to be attached to the ship. But also, I don't like the idea of this captain potentially running onto our ship and running off with our people. Because I'm just
Yeah,
like
I
that.
mean, what happens when this turns into a Metroid level and we have to escape fast? Like,
Oh boy.
Well, that's also the problem. So maybe not. There are 3 entry points. One of them being a grate. I don't want to split up. Oh no, y'all, what do you
definitely
think? No splitting up.
Well,
But if we're on the same level, does it count as splitting up? If each of us is watching a point,
as long as
and
we
the other
can
one.
see each other, I think we're okay. But just watch out. He's got that ray beam thing.
Yeah.
There's your gangplank, by the way.
Thank you.
I love it.
It's very fancy. Okay.
So, what's the plan?
Okay. I guess if we want to start at the top, what I'll suggest is we have maybe one or two of us go up there to that top cabin while the others monitor these other exits to make sure he doesn't come up from behind us or try to get out. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
splitting up, but not all walking into a room where we can't see what's happening behind us.
I agree. I'm happy to stay and help monitor because I can look into this grate with my dark vision.
Good call.
So I
I'll
can see.
volunteer to go look in the room, because I was able to disrupt the magic of that ray beam thing once, so hopefully I could do it again, and maybe that
I'll
gives
go
us an
with you.
advantage.
No, why would he do that?
Yeah.
Why would he put the turn order up there?
How mysterious.
Well,
Very
because
strange indeed.
we're going to find out who's going to be doing what and in what order by having you all roll some initiative.
How unusual.
Okay. Mhm. Oh, hell yeah, let's go.
Ooh, it's 5. It's not bad.
And of course, it is an 8.
Okay, so the doc got an 8.
Yep.
Lark, what did you get?
I can't open my character sheet. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. There it is.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
No!
Okay, Skarn, what'd you get?
That's a 1 on my end.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Zolos,
A 5.
5.
We're in the middle.
Okay, just waiting on Lark.
Yeah.
It's a common theme, isn't it, guys? Always waiting on Lark.
Wow. Shots fired.
Oh, it's a 7.
I'm a kid. Alyssa knows I love him.
You did that. You did that 7, Zolos. That's on
Wait,
you.
hey, no, that was they couldn't find their sheet right away. That's what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't my fault.
No, sure.
No.
Okay, so Skarn, you are up first. You are on the foredeck of the ship next to the cannon. What are you planning on doing?
Well, I think our plan was generally to, like, move back towards the captain's cabin and clear it, then work our way down, so... I guess since I don't know we're in initiative, because that's not how games work, I'll just
No.
start heading that direction.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is less about, I just want to know who's doing what when, more than anything else. For the sake of this, you can basically move about 3 squares per movement and action.
Okay.
1, 3, and then because we're not fighting anything and I don't know anything about that, I'm just going to take second move to keep going.
Okay.
Nice.
Zolos, are you following?
Yeah. I'm counting in 5s. Good luck. Look at that. Yeah, he'd be kind of right up here with Skarn.
Okay.
That's 1. Yeah.
Lark?
Mark?
Yeah, I'm following and keeping my eyes peeled. I think I want to... Can I take a peek up to see if they've got, like, a crow's nest or anything, or anywhere that someone might be hiding that we're not really looking?
Okay, yeah. Make a perception check.
Do I have anything that can help with that?
Do you have an perception, not investigate?
Does my investigating help me with this?
What's the terms of investigating? Like, what's it say?
Checks you make to extract information from your surroundings.
Yes.
You may use a D8. Yay!
Cool.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You're aiming for a 4.
Awesome. Three.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're standing at the edge of the stairs going down to the main deck, and you raise your eyes up, looking towards the sails. The foremost sail does not have a crow's nest, but the midsail, the largest of the 3, it does. There's a small basket shape on the top of that long pole. And you can't really see anything beyond the edge of the thing, but you can tell it is definitely a crow's nest.
Okay. But I don't see anyone kind of trying to keep, like, poking out or...
No, nothing like
Okay.
that. If
Okay.
anybody's in there, they're not making any movements.
Okay.
That's your action. You can still move.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay near the entrance to the deck below.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna go down because I want to make sure that nobody sneaks up behind us and like.
Okay. Dr. Bloom.
Okie doke. 1, 2, 3. I can look down there, right?
You can make a perception check.
Beauty.
You got dark vision.
Yes, I do.
I think you're going to aim for a 5 here.
Okay. Excellent. But it's a 6. Weird.
Yeah,
Alas.
you peer down the grate, and you can see that there are very large squarish shapes underneath a tarp that's tied by rope to stakes on either sides of them. There's probably about 4 stacks similarly bound that you can see. You don't see any movement, however.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Skarn.
Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing to do but keep on heading. The captain's cabin that we were talking about, is that, like, up
On the upper
deck,
deck, yes. It's on the
Yeah.
upper deck
Okay.
underneath the 3rd sail.
Fair enough, so... 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's a double move.
Okay. What happens next is you hear another sound like gunfire. Skarn, I'm going to need you to make an avoid check. Trying to hit a 4.
I can't see the source. He's probably too far away from me. Okay, yep.
Weird.
Just as a reminder, Skarn is making this check on a d12 because it is particularly attractive to any magic or powered items, so...
Oh dear. Oh no.
Oof.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, a 9 is gonna fail. You are taking 2 points of damage as a bright white, reddish beam hits you square in the shoulder.
Okay. Skarn is down for the 3rd time today.
Fuck.
Oof. Yeah,
Hey, hopefully everybody saw where the beam came from.
Well, Zolos, you're up next.
Yeah, seeing, I guess, I mean, one, he's been shot and he's seen this thing fire before. Did he see where it's come from? And also, did Bertinelli and Lugine, manning our ballistas, see where that came from?
I'm going to be rolling for them. I'm just going to need you to roll a perception check. You're aiming for a 4.
So happy we pay them. And this is a 4. Ooh, do I want to burn it? Do I want to burn it now?
It's up to you.
This seems like an important time to do that. Yeah, we're going to try, because we need to find where this prick is before they can keep doing this.
Go ahead and re-roll.
Yay!
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You did see the beam of light. It streaked across your vision for half a second before you saw Skarn go down. It came from the upper deck of the back of the ship.
Here?
Yeah.
Alright.
It seemed like it came from somewhere over by the stairs.
Alright, yeah, he's just gonna kind of charge ahead, so 5, 10... Trying to keep... I guess, did I see what side of the stairs? This side or this side?
Right about there.
So right in front. Right directly in front of Skarn, then?
Oh, so maybe almost behind the mast, perhaps? Yeah, I mean, he's gonna rush up, at least to kind of there. We're not gonna... Shit, you know what? Fuck it. We'll get right up on it. So, yeah, that would be, burning the action to move. But kind of get, I guess, right in front of Skarn. So we'll go right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see our friend?
Nope.
Uh-huh.
All right. But you said it was somewhere right around here?
No, I said that it was above. It was from the upper deck.
Okay.
It's from the upper
it's
deck.
near the stairs. I didn't, because I saw my ping. I didn't see your ping.
Yeah,
You said
right here. Because I'm on the wrong level. Sorry.
Okay, so he's somewhere near the top of the stairs. All right.
Yeah, so it came from the top of the stairs, just out of sight. Like, you can see the stairs going up, and you can see that there is the top of that building over there, the cabin on the top of the ship, underneath the mast. You can see the top of that and the mast going up, but you can't see anything beyond that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess he would, as he's going up, he's going to point in that direction for, I guess, probably whoever's up on top of our cabin. Whoever's manning that gun. Bartinelli, I guess. Is
that's Lugine.
Lugine? Okay. I just know their names. I don't know what tokens they go to. So, yeah, he'd be kind of like just pointing at that. Just saying, be ready to, drop a bolt, whatever's there.
Yep, you do see that Lugim and Bertarelli have pointed their ballistas in the direction you've indicated.
Sweet.
Lark, you're up next.
Yeah, was I able to see all this go down?
Give me a perception check. Same DC, 4.
I would like to say I had to dig deep for that. They were on the ground before we heard the shot, but I just have too many movie quotes in my head. Anybody know what that's from? Huh?
No.
Saving Private Ryan, when Vin Diesel's character gets shot in a small French village, Jackson shouts it out. I'm just full of shit that's not important.
What'd you get, Lark?
I got a 6.
Yeah, unfortunately,
6.
no. You did not see the actual fire, the shot itself, but you do see Zolos pointing and yelling. So, context.
Okay, can I take a shot at where the general direction that Zolos is pointing?
I mean, you can, if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you know. You don't see the individual in question. You need to roll you need a nat 1 it. But if you nat 1 it, you're gonna hit him.
Yeah.
Call this a Hail Mary shot.
3.
No, unfortunately, you look in the direction Zolos is pointing towards the upper deck of the ship, and you just blind fire in that direction. You hear a thunk, but that's about it. That was your action.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna move closer. Now, because it's not hexes and we're on squares.
3 squares.
3 squares. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Dr. Bloom, you're up next.
Okay, I'm just gonna scoot right over here beside Skarn. And, bap them with a heal.
I think at this point, Zolos was like, oh shit, that's right, Skarn. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I totally... Sorry.
Oops. Yeah.
Sorry, bub, didn't see you there.
Wow.
Like, I think they had to crawl over them to get there because they're just so big. Hey, he doesn't know how to do any of that shit. He's got that blue apple still. He could have stuck it in Skarn's wound. That's about it. Might taste better afterwards.
Anyway. So you tell us about your heal.
So I rush over to Skarn and because it's like a beam of light that got blasted.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think of what sort of visual I want this to have, but I think it's just almost like a lay on hands situation. Just oh no, like kind of really try not to get panicked because this is the 3rd time I've seen Skarn go down. So I'm like, oh okay, focus. Trying to reconnect with my ancestry here and just put my hands on it. to like hope and just like eyes shut tight.
Absolutely. And you force that magic down into Zolo, or into Skarn. It does 1 point of healing, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah. It also, where does it go? Because I'm at level 5 for heal.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, because the wording of this is kind of weird, when you reduce a wound severity, it would have to be for the wound severity first, then you can restore 1 health to a wounded creature, so the creature has to be alive. Or does it work either way? Because I know Skarn's coming back up with the life-threatening wound. Yeah.
Yeah, I've already got 6 of life-threatening wounds, so if I get back up, I'll be all the way up to 7.
Oh.
So let's see as an action.
Yeah. So we still choose life, though.
Okay, so you can either... So with rank 3, you can either restore 1 health or reduce severity wound by 1. And that's rank 3. Rank 4 is you can heal a creature within mid-range. Rank 5 is when you reduce the wound severity by 1, you also restore 1 health to the wounded creature. So when you cast the spell with rank 5, it heals both 1 wound severity and 1 health.
Okay. Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
That'll take life-threatening injury to 3, then I'll heal a hit point, wake up, come back, it'll bump back up to 6.
Okay. You're awake.
You have to track the stack in this game. But
Yeah,
thank you.
just make a note.
Yeah.
But you are at least alive with 1 hit point.
That's something.
Yeah. And as you come to consciousness again, it is your turn.
Yeah.
I didn't plan what a turn was because I thought I was going to be unconscious for it.
Sorry.
Okay, I think what I'm going to do here, Skarn doesn't know what really happened or what's going on, just that it got shot. So I think it's just going to sort of wake up and instinctively throw water as much as it can. It's just dousing this whole area of the deck with the 500 gallons of create water that it's got.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Okay. You just, I imagine you're just lying there on your back. You open your eyes, you look around, you look towards the deck, you raise your arms out, and just whoosh, 500 gallons of water just erupt from your hands like geysers.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I need to find like a water token here real quick. But yeah, you just pour out all of the water you can summon. It splashes onto the top of the deck. You see now water just pouring down the staircase, going all over the place. Water is splashing down the sides of the in front of the doors and all of that, and it just push until eventually you run out of water.
Okay.
The floor is now completely covered in water.
That's, yeah, I guess with that, it'll stagger to its feet, because now it's a little more awake and still doesn't super know what's happening. And that'll be me.
Okay. Make a roll here real quick.
No, keep at it. Let's see how high we can stack this life-threatening injury.
Hey.
Wow. Okay. You hear a
Yeah.
thud. You all hear the sound of a thud and a ah. Then a kind of a scuffle and a slam.
Ooh.
We hear it up here.
Well, you just hear these sounds, and yes, it's coming from that general direction.
Okay.
Is there, I don't know, a place in the water where it looks like someone might have slipped and fallen over into the water?
Well, remember, you're looking at it from below, from the lower level. Like you're looking up the stairs. The water's like just pouring down the stairs right now.
So nobody, do you have a backup character already ready? I'm scared for Skarn.
Oh my goodness. That hits a little hard, Alyssa.
Wow.
How can you do this to me? Wow.
I'm scared, okay?
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about
Zolos, it's your turn.
Well, I guess hearing the sounds, he's going up the stairs. So it'd be 2 to get up to the top. He'd have 1 left. Does he see the source of the thud?
So you go charging up the stairs and you reach the top. There you can see the tall boxy like structure that is the command cabin of the ship. There is 1 long window over the front, and you can see that there is a door to the side of it on the front-facing side of this building. The window is dark. You cannot see anything inside of it.
Okay. I mean, just there's 1 window, or there window. I guess if he got around to the side, are there windows on the sides of it as well, or it's just that one?
You
big
can't
one?
see him from your angle.
Okay. But the door is, I guess, right here where the mast
I'll
kind
show
of is.
you where the door is.
Okay. All right. So there's really, because it looks like it's just the mast, but I'm guessing there's an actual like little
there's
shed or structure right there. Okay.
Yes.
So that's what we just. Then I mean he's gonna kind of get up to here, because he's got the mast kind of right there, and he'd kind of press his body up against, the mast.
Oh, I mean, no, that's a little. I just realized I'm a little off. It would be right here. The mast
So it's
is
over
on
there,
the
okay.
top. Yeah, the mast is directly on the top of the edge of the building.
Okay. All right. So the door is over here to the side.
Yes.
And so then 1, 2. So yeah, I mean he would come up and he would he'd get up and burn extra movement to get up and.
How much movement?
Well, I mean that's what I was saying. He'd double his movement to get up to the side of the building. Well, I mean, all right, yeah, you move where you're going,
Sorry,
and then I'll
I'm-
figure out where I'm going.
Sorry, I did not mean to do that. I'm trying to just show you where the line.
So the door is over here.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that would be okay. So there, all right. And the window goes across the whole front.
Yes.
All right. And the mast is really on top of it.
Yes. Correct.
All right. Shit. Then yeah, you couldn't really. How I guess tall is? How is the window the whole entire thing like on our ship, or is there like a railing in front of it?
It's kind of like the whole front of the ship, the building there, except for the one side where the door is.
Oh shit! Then there's really. So that's. Yeah, I mean, because I was there, so 1, 2, that is 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you know what? Well, he'll get over to here to the other side of the building
Okay.
with the double movement, with the action movement. Is there a window over here too? or-
You can't. Basically, the window stops right about here on that side of the ship.
and
So
you
you
can't
can
see
still-
anything inside.
Give me a perception check.
What am I pushing for here?
You're aiming for a 4. It's dark in there.
That is 3.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
You can see that there is the shape of somebody, a silhouette in the darkness, moving towards the back of the cabin.
All right. And then, so is there, like, at least on the corners of this structure, is there anything to help, like, brace the glass, or is it really just a full glass going around? So is there, like
There's metal. It's like metal fittings surrounding the window, bolting it in place.
Yeah. Is how much? I guess if he could, he would do his best to kind of flit himself against that part of it, just to give himself some kind of cover.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we're not. He's gonna end up staying
there
where
is
he's
like
at,
it doesn't like wrap perfectly around. There is an edge with brass fittings on the corner of the building, so you kind of position yourself behind that a little bit. It's not like real perfect cover, but it's something.
Better than nothing. But because I think, like, if the winners were gonna go all the way around, they'd be so easy to break if there were any. So that's why there's got to be something there. So he's setting himself there. And he's gonna tell everybody, he's in the back of the little structure. I guess no, they can't see him down. He'd have to say it. I was gonna say he'd do like Navy SEAL signs if anybody, but he's just gonna say
they can't see you.
He's in the back of the room, and the door's on the other side.
Okay. Anyway, that's Zolos' turn. Lark, you're up next.
Heck yeah. I am gonna move first. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna action move, but I want to do it sneakily so I can start sneaking my way over towards the door.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Oh boy. All right. Do I have a difficulty to put in, or
sorry.
just...
Yeah, you're going for this one. Honestly, you're aiming for a 6.
6? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. 3.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you stealthily make your way up the stairs.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay. Dr. Bloom, you're next.
Okay. Door's here. Glass window is here. I think I'm just gonna move up. Head towards Lark, I think. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. I think I'm just gonna double move for this.
Okay.
Have my hand on the crossbow. Or the hand crossbow. What was it again?
You have your crossbows up, ready to go as you make your way up the stairs and position yourself behind Lark. Skarn, you are still on your back. Your friends have gone running up the stairs. In your defense, what are you doing?
Okay. I did stand up last turn.
Oh, did stand up? Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. So the plan is that I was going to freeze all this water this turn, and hopefully if the guy was standing up there, I'd be able to stick him in place. But now that we know he's inside the room, there's not a point to that. So instead, I'm going to spend my action to just gather up all that water and use the control water to be holding it in front of me. Just a massive tower shield of water.
Okay.
We're talking
Ooh.
52 gallons per square foot of water, of just block wall,
Just
slowly advancing up the stairs here.
Nice.
Just big wall of water comes inching its way up the stairs, followed by Skarn. It's just massive, a big oak shield right in front of him. Yeah, that's got to be a weird sight to see. As you're all closing in, you hear a sound coming from the interior of the building. It is the muffled sound of gunfire. And that's it. Zolos, you're up next.
Alright, well, there's odds there's not going to be another door on the back side. So, yeah, he would, I guess, waiting for... Shit, I don't know if he wants to do this to Lark. Waiting for them to get there, he would be like, hey... He would open the door and let everybody run in together. But somebody's got to open the door.
That's fine. Kick the door open. Do it. I'm good. I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
If he would, he'll come up and he would, I guess, is the door locked? Can he, I guess, has it got a handle?
It does have a handle, yes.
We've never discussed what does the handles look like on a spaceship.
It's just kind of a turning latch with a door that slides open.
Yeah, so he would grab that and he would just be like, get ready, and he'll slide the door open.
Okay. As you slide the door open, you see an interior of a ship. The first thing you notice is the big old chair in the middle of this room. And there is a figure slumped down in it. The figure is dressed in black leathers. It has a long cloak billowed about them with a hood up. The individual's arm is just hanging limply to its side over the armrest of this chair. And down on the ground underneath its arm, you see a strange contraption. It looks kind of like a smaller version of a crossbow, but it doesn't actually have the bow part of it. Instead, it just has a cylindrical tube attached to what looks like some levers and gears. It is just lying on the ground beneath the hand. And you look to your left, and you can see that there is a large wheel, the thing to steer the ship. You see that there are a bunch of levers to either side of it, and there are also foot pedals, a series of 6 different foot pedals on the floor in front of the wheel. Otherwise, the ship, the interior of this almost kind of looks like a cabin. There are some bookshelves. There's a one long row of bookshelves. There is a long table in the back that are covered in bottles with multiple glasses all positioned and kind of locked in place. There is a communication orb to the left of the throne, and you can see that its orb is faintly glowing with that little bit of light that ships tend to, these communication devices tend to have when they're activated. That's about all you see.
So just to clarify, their communication orb is currently activated.
It is currently activated. And I think
Zolos,
this
are
is
you doing
actually...
anything else with your turn?
I mean, I guess if he sees this shit, he'd move in.
As you're moving in, I'm signaling you. Shh.
So
Okay.
yeah, he'll go in. He's got enough health. If he gets shot, he'll be alright.
Yeah. You step into the room. The figure in the chair does not react.
Can you see if he's breathing?
If you want to go over to him and check, you can.
He said that real innocent, didn't he, guys?
What's a sword?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he'd approach, and he'd like take his sword, his long sword, by the way. I guess it's a trident, is what it, and he wouldn't like stab him with it, but he would like kind of prod him. You just kind of push it against his chest to see if the guy reacts. He's like you said, he's not
Just
stabbing him. He's just kind of poking him a little.
Maybe?
Just a little poke.
Just a little poke. You reach out with the tip of your trident and give the chest a gentle nudge. Does not react at all.
All right, then I feel like he'd said like he'd just kind of, I guess if they could see him, or he would just kind of like give a couple of kind of quiet snaps and be like, "Come on in."
And I think that's probably a good place to pause and go on break.
Ah.
Our heroes making their way into the cabin of the Baricuda. So, we will be back in about 10 minutes, folks. And when we return, we're going to find out what the crew of the Wayfinder find here aboard the pirate ship Baricuda. Stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, our heroes were making their way into the command cabin of the Baricuda. And yes, there, slumped in the chair, is the captain. And he is dead. Eventually, one of you get brave enough to pull the hood back from his head, and you can see that there is his last he had his last meal while you were all approaching, if you get my meaning. And he is now, yes, definitely dead, slumped in the chair. So, Wayfinder crew, what you gonna do?
Said he was wearing a long leather trench coat or something like that, a jacket.
A long leather cloak.
Does that look like
Cloak
it would
with a
fit
hood.
Zolos? What?
I mean, probably.
You know what? I should know.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead, Dr. Bloom.
I mean, Dr. Bloom wouldn't actually say something. This is coming from Nico. Nico's not surprised whatsoever, but maybe we should be worried about the calm system that is currently on.
Well, hey. So...
I told Zolos to shush before he went in. I told him to keep...
Hey, I asked the DM that question. He didn't say it out loud. So, I mean, he'd see that it's glowing, and he'd just point, because he never messed with the comm system. That would have been... He understood rudimentally how the radar works. But he'd point you guys at that, and he's going to start turning over the body and see what he's got on him. And
well,
you guys check that.
Yep. So you're going to step towards the body. You're not making any noise. The rest of the team is kind of peeking through the door behind you, and so you're probably the one who pulled the hood back to see that this guy was in fact dead. Now, as far as the cloak, you kind of look at it side to side, and it is a long black cloak. The hell? Did that just show up on there? Yes, it did. Why is it doing that?
Weird.
It's not showing up
Magical.
on camera, though.
Huh.
Huh. That is weird.
What?
I'm seeing, like, Discord notifications pop up over my OBS overlay. And I thought it was, like, streaming out to the public.
Oh.
Oh.
I have no idea what's going on with that. It's not updates, I guess. Fuck. Whatever. I'll figure it out later. Anyway, sorry. You're looking at the cloak. Could it fit you? Like, you're roughly the same size as this dude. I will point out that the inside of the cloak's hood is all sticky and red.
Hey. That can be cleaned out. It's fine. We'll figure that out. But also, he's going to check him. Make sure, he'd double check, make sure he is dead. But then he's going to start tossing the body as he's pointing to them to check out the comms. Because, let's face it, no one's looking to Zolos to check the comms to make sure things are running well, right? He's not the one you want to ask.
I'm gonna go in and over to the comm system to see if I can identify who it's connected to, but I want to do it quietly.
Okay.
God, the last thing we would have heard is him dying.
I think I want Zolos to make an investigation check to search the corpse. I think I would like Lark to make... I'm trying to think what would be a good check for this. A technology check, a use magical items check, something along those lines. Both of your DCs are going to be 5.
So is this similar to our comm, like our comm unit?
Similar-ish. It's a big glowing orb. There is a an outjutting of metal underneath it with a cradle that holds the orb in place. You can see that there are numbers on it in a language that you don't recognize. It's not the language of your ship, and it's not the common tongue spoke on Loroupa. But it looks as though it's probably a numeric list of numbers, you know what I mean? Just in a different language. There are some like dials and things with similar writing on it, and there are a few levers as well. 3 of the levers, the 3 levers on the right-hand side, are pushed downward right now. That's about it. That's what's on there.
Okay, I'm going to take note of the number that it's connected to.
Okay. Yeah, give me that tech check.
Zolos got an 8 for his, so he searched them.
And
Damn.
super failed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's really nothing that indicates what number or what coordinates this thing is connected to. Zolos, you begin patting down the body. You do find a couple daggers on their belt. But other than that, they don't have anything else on them.
Okay.
Doc, Skarn, what are the 2 of you doing?
I suppose... I mean, if the threat is gone, then I guess the water shield will go away. I'll just pour that back down the stairs so it's not in this cabin with all of us.
It goes pouring down the stairs and begins pouring into the open grate in the middle of the lower deck floor.
All right, if I can't identify who the call is connected to, can I try and disconnect it?
That's what I would think to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you want an assist? Shall we work on it together?
Yes.
Teamwork?
Yes. Please.
Very quietly.
Give me one more tech check. Also aiming for a... Well, actually, for this, I'll give it to you as a 6.
With an assist from me.
So that's a 1 point of effort from you to give her an extra dice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yay.
3.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, those 3 levers on the side, you push them up to an upward position, and the crystal, the orb, goes dark.
Do they also have like a pipe that they use like as an
Yep,
intercom?
There are pipes next to that, the intercom pipes, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna start grabbing like hankies and tissues and just stuffing them so that can't be heard.
Okay.
Did we...
Absolutely, you can do that.
Okay.
So clearly we've got to move him over to our ship if we're really wanting to get paid by those
Yeah, we could say.
pirate hunting cult.
Do we have to,
Yeah.
can't he
Yeah.
like, see anything where the ether currents are?
What?
Yeah. We can't
Nobody,
see
you're,
really-
Wasn't
you're
that-
suddenly
you
a
said
lot
you could-
quieter. I can't hear you at all.
Weird. I also thought that there was another way of proving that we got the pirate ship, like the flag or something, I believe. And take something from the captain so we don't have to carry corpses around. Especially
That's
corpses that
nice.
might belong to cults. Not so nice cults.
I mean,
I
Does
thought
this-
I remembered Master Aaron saying that the way he knew stuff was that he could see basically anything that happened near the ether currents. So he should know this, right?
You should know. But I
I mean,
can't.
we
Yeah.
can take some from the ship to identify that we got the ship. I mean, I don't see a reason why we
I
can't.
mean, we're gonna strip
Take
it
him
for
with?
parts. Like,
I mean, is there the things we know about the cult of the couple bodies? I mean, does he have any indication that he might be a member of that cult? Is there like anything on his person or anything in the room?
What cult
would
are you
identify-
talking about?
The cult of the veiled one, like, because
Oh,
we don't
gotcha.
even know he's attached to it.
Hmm.
But that was Lark's concern. Is there any
It's my
like,
concern.
of the things we saw on the ones we came across when we took down the slaving operation?
Sure.
Is-
Give me an investigation check of the area.
Can I check out his weapon?
Yeah, it's on the ground underneath his arm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and pick it up and check it out because he was able to shoot from far away and it hurt.
Yeah. I'm sorry now.
I guess what would be the for looking for cult signs?
Looking for
I'll
cult
help.
signs. You're aiming for a you're aiming for a 2 here.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm also going to look. I have no effort to surrender, unfortunately.
Oh, we can
But I'll
both
just-
independently look, yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm guessing that's not the number we're looking for. That's a 10. That goes the
Oh.
other direction.
Unfortunately, yes. So does a 7, alas.
The two of you thoroughly search this cabin. However, you do not find any signs that this individual was in any way associated with the cult.
I mean, at that point, Zolos would be like, you know what? We take the body, take other stuff, whatever. I'm gonna go tell them what's going on, and maybe we can, get our crewmen to help us start hauling stuff off if we're going to try and salvage anything.
Yeah,
Get
We're-
good.
get Boomy, and I guess would he still have been working on the engines this whole time, or
That's probably what Boomy's been doing. Yeah.
And then one of our, who's the bigger of our two crewmen's help? Would that be Bertinelli?
Yeah, Bertinelli is the bigger of the two. He is the half-orc. Lugim is a halfling.
All right, so yeah, he would have Lugim go into the, I guess, our crew, our captain's quarter, or our bridge, along with Eravast, to be like, all right, you're going to watch. I guess put her up on looking with the ballista and put him as like, hey, check the radar to make sure nothing's coming. Keep an eye on that. Put out an alarm of some kind if you see something. We're going to be busy for a little bit.
Everyone does agree to their tasks. Eravast is going to watch the radar, though I will point out you have to have someone in the control crown to watch the radar.
Can he? Well, shit.
Right.
I guess can Lugin do that? Have they ever been in the chair with experience on that?
They cannot.
Okay, then I can go. I can do it.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And send Lugin over here to help us.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, are we sure, before I go and do that, are we sure that we don't want to check every layer of the ship before we...
Yeah, if Skarn wants to go, well, no, they're kind of beat up. They might want to stay behind. But Zolos would definitely take Bertinelli, and I guess if Lugin's coming over, they can check the lower levels of the ship.
Yeah, if Skarn would prefer to be the one watching the radar, that's perfectly okay. It is up to it, what they prefer. Happy to switch out. I just want to be thorough, because I don't want to be surprised by anything on this ship.
Less opportunities to get shot that way.
Yeah. So what do we think?
I think Skarn's basically just found a place to sit down and is just sort of sweating it off, waiting for y'all to make a decision. It's in really bad shape right now. It's been hit with that laser beam twice today, and also it got just smashed into a wall and totally knocked out. There's burns all over it. It's not in a decision-making mood.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We're going to ask if you wanted to go back and sit in the chair back on our ship to power it up so the doc can watch the radar to make sure nobody's coming after us. That way you're sitting in a chair resting, you can heal up.
Yeah.
Yep, and Eravast can stay with you to watch the radar.
Yeah,
Okay.
If you want to do that.
You can get up and move around the cabin with the crown on, so I can just sit behind the chair instead of in it and look at the back wall. It's fine.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Okay.
So Skarn limps its way back to the ship to set up shop with Eravast in the cabin. Skarn, you put the control crown on your head. Give me a quick magical attunement check. At this point, you're all pretty competent with it. Give me a 7.
Okay. So, in the past, you've had me use my magic die for this. Is that still the case?
Yes.
Okay. Then I think I just need to not roll a 6, because I am now rolling 6s on magic dice.
Oh, then yeah.
so-
Then at this point, you just, don't need to
The
fail.
1.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
All right.
Okay. You place the crown on your head without issue. The panels all come to life, and you can go sit down on the floor. Maybe you grab a cushion beforehand and just sit down and start watching the radars. Aravast sets the radar on its widest setting. That way you can spot anybody coming at a distance. And the two of you settle in to rest while the rest of the party examine the ship. So, Dr. Bloom, Zolos, Lark, what are you doing?
Okay. What are we doing?
I suppose, I guess there are doors. Instead of just going down through the grate, there's like a door going down below.
Yep, there are 2 doors on either side of the stairs.
All right, well, let's go floor by floor. So let's check the doors on the main deck first, and then we'll start going below.
Okay.
You head over to the first door and check the latch. You are kind of surprised to find that it is locked.
The other one too?
The other one too.
Can I try lock picking the lock?
Go for it. Give me a lockpick check. Your DC is 5.
Okay. Take out my lockpicks and...
I can go look for keys or something in the cabin too if it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. I can also help with that.
Sorry, you said it was... What was the difficulty?
5.
5. Ah, 6.
Rude.
Yeah. You work at it a little bit, but the lock is kind of complex. You're unable to unlock it.
All right, well, let's try the other door.
Same DC.
Ugh. Can't do anything.
But you can gain effort back.
Yeah, my effort's full.
Fair enough.
That's
Unfortunately,
how badly I've been rolling.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you are unable to pick the lock.
Can we check the cabin for like a set of keys or anything like that?
Shall we investigate?
Yeah. Make an investigation check.
I'll help with that.
Me too. What's our DC?
Your DC for this is a 3.
Oof. What is investigate?
But it sounds like Zolos has 3 dice to roll.
Oh, I'll do all 3. Shit, yeah. If you guys,
Or you know what?
let Lark do it. Zolos can do it if we want. That's not a problem.
Well, they both said they're helping, so I was.
I'll roll 3.
Oh, are we doing it that way?
I don't know.
Hey,
That's what it sounded like. That's why I was asking. I don't know.
Or if we're all going to independently.
If each one of you are rolling independently, roll independently. Go for it.
Let's roll independently. Okay. So
just remember when you say help, that's a mechanic. So.
Okay.
Fair. Okay.
But anyway, if you're all rolling individually, you're all rolling for that 3.
Okay. Rolling individually. It's a 2.
It's a 5.
7.
Dr. Bloom, you do find the key. It is actually like in the cushion of the command chair on the ship. So it's a little red and sticky.
Cleans it up with their ascot and hands it to Lark. Here you go. Right behind you.
Thanks.
You unlock one of the doors and open it, and you find it leads into an interior chamber that looks like a sort of a meeting room with a large table in the center of it, chairs all around, and a set of stairs leading down to a lower deck.
Zolos will go first.
Does it look like it, like both doors lead to the same room?
They do. As you step in and kind of look around, along the wall, you do see that on the other side there is a door there. Obviously, the other door.
Okay, cool. Then, I guess, are we going down this way?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. 3 of you make your way inside and head down the stairs to the lower level. Heading down to the lower level, you come to a very large, wide open chamber. This is the actual storage area of the ship. To the left of the stairs, there is a set of double doors leading to the south of the ship. If you look to the north of the ship, you see that there are, in fact, 6 stacks of crates, all tarped and tied up together, staked down to the floor. Your dark vision kind of doesn't go much farther beyond that, so you can't see to the other side of it. The interior is dark.
Are there any lanterns hanging around?
Give me a perception check. You're looking for a 6.
Ooh, that is 1.
There absolutely is a lantern hanging from the wall. You go over to it and take a look at it. It's a simple oil lantern.
Yeah, he'd take that off. I mean, I'm assuming, is it got like a mechanism to light it, or do we have to light it ourselves, or?
There's a mechanism to light it. You push on the little latch. You see sparks go off, and the wick at the top of inside the glass lights.
Yeah. He'd kind of get it going and we'll start walking around.
Yeah. The moment the light fills the room, all of you hear a sort of a scuffle, scuffle, scuffle. Somewhere beyond, in the crates.
Like rat scuffling or person scuffling?
Make a... God, what would this be? What kind of check would that be? Just a knowledge check, I suppose.
Like, does it sound like it's a small thing, or
I guess
thing?
That's kind of just a depth perception. Yeah, so I guess a perception check. This one's going to be a bit more difficult. I think this is going to be a 4.
Yeah, it's a 7.
It's difficult to tell. You're not sure if it was a small thing that made that sound, or something big, or if it was multiple. You just heard that scuffling sound somewhere.
Zolos would be telling them, he's like, look out, but then he's gonna say, we don't want to have to kill anything, so if you're hiding on the ship, I'm not gonna kill you. They're not gonna kill you. Just come out if you're here. Seriously, this is enough. The entire crew is either dead or abandoned. Captain just... whatever the thing he was shooting with just blew the back of his own head out. You're gonna die if you try something stupid. Come on out.
make for me a persuasion check. I think for this one, you're aiming for a 5.
So I pretty much just cannot roll a 6 since I have my sweet words.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's 3.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You say this kind of frustrated, and after a moment, you see a group of heads peek out from behind the boxes. They're small. They're kind of they have they're very large eyes, but very small skulls. They're about a little bit shorter than Lark is. You hear one of them call out, "You no, kill us."
I really don't want to.
You hear
Got no reason to.
You hear a muffled kind of like back and forth. It's almost like a combination of dog yips and lizard sounds. It's very odd sounding speech. But after a few moments, you see a group of 4 individuals, short, lizard-looking, with small spikes on the top of their heads. They have very large yellow eyes. Their skin tone is red in color, very scaly. They're wearing very like almost rags clothing, like almost like a flour sack with holes for a head and arms. They don't wear shoes. They don't have any weapons or anything on their person other than their clothes. They come out with their hands up like this, and they say, "We, no fight. You no kill. We no fight."
I mean, he'd be holding the lantern one hand. He's going to put the other hand up like, "Yeah, hey, we've had enough fighting for today. We don't want to hurt you, and I have a feeling you weren't really with the crew of this ship. You don't look like you're bloodthirsty pirates."
Forced to work engines.
Well, you know what? Hey, come on. You can come on out. My name's Zolos. I've got my friends here. The feathered one, that's the Doc. My other little friend here, this is Lark. Not gonna hurt you.
No. Do you want jobs? You can come with us. We'll even get you some real clothes.
The 4 of them kind of look to one another and, you boss, no heart.
Hey, you don't have to call us boss. You guys can just come hang with us. We'll take care of you. If we have to get you home, we will. If you want to hang out and stay with us, you'll have a place. We'll give you food. We'll give you clothes. You'll be fine.
We'll patch you right up.
They kind of have their yippy sort of barking back and forth to one another. And
have we ever seen these creatures on Loroupa?
Make for me a history check.
What am I shooting for?
You're shooting for a 6.
That is 2.
So they are very similar to a species of creature on Loroupa called dragonlings. in normal D&D sense, you'd think of them as kobolds, but I always am of the opinion that kobolds should be dogs. And so on Loroupa, kobolds are dogs, and dragonlings are dragonlings. But these creatures, they look very similar to the dragonlings. Small, lizard-like. Some of them have, like, there's one that has, like, prehensile wings that don't look like they could lift anything, but they're kind of there, and they flap a little bit. They look like kind of a scrawny lizard.
Yeah, he'd be like, yeah, you guys come on out. I mean, do you have names? Can we call you something?
They kind of mumble to themselves and then shout off, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you happy with those names? Those are just numbers.
They all kind of shrug.
Tell you what, we're gonna work on that. We'll come up with something that you like. That sounds good to you, okay? For
They all
now,
kind of
though.
flinch a little bit anytime you move sharply.
Oh, he's like, hey, guys, seriously. I mean, if he had it out, I guess at this point, I mean, if he had it out looking, he would take the sword and, like, or take his trident and, like, cinch it to his back and be like, hey, see? Got no weapon out, no weapon. I mean, I was gonna say, this one's a living weapon pointing at Lark, but he's like, no, see, hey,
all
bro,
flinch.
Not the joke right now.
no weapons
No.
here, okay? You got, trust me, we're not.
Yeah, Lark's just standing there holding the gun, the captain's gun, this entire time, and they're just all like shying away from her.
Oh.
Put that away. If I don't suppose we probably wouldn't have any food on us
Probably not.
at this point.
Should we call Lucci maybe? Or Bertarelli to take them?
Yeah, I guess if Bertinelli and Lugine they're on the ship, we could call up to them and just be like, ask them, be like, hey guys, is there anybody else on the ship? You know, was the captain the only one?
After a few minutes more of barking back and forth, the lead one who's been speaking this whole time says, Captain, fight, run. Everyone go. Make us pilot the ship.
Yeah, I figured.
Then
We're gonna
crash. Boom. You all.
Yeah, that was sorry. Sorry to scare you. We're gonna have a couple of our friends come down. They're gonna take you guys up top, and they're gonna take you over to our ship. We're gonna see about getting you fed. Is that okay?
The four of them like hold their hands out, wrist pressed
you don't
together.
have to.
No. You guys aren't prisoners. No, you guys you're free. You're not prisoners.
The four of them just look at one another and then look back at you, not quite sure, confused.
He would go like this. He'd be like this, and he's gonna pull them apart. No need for that. No need.
The dragonlings just kind of look amongst themselves. Bertarelli takes pity on you and starts like.
Does he speak their language?
No, he doesn't. But he's like, come
Very
on,
fast, man.
let's. You heard the captains. There's a lot of them. It's weird, but you all.
Yeah.
You heard the S at the end, the captains.
Yeah.
Because you've all said you're all captains.
He secretly harbored just a small bit of animosity at Skarn for being named that. And then he hears that, he's like, huh? What? You recognize? He's like, and then he's just a little crestfallen when he says there's a lot of them. He's like,
There, come on.
Go with them. They'll get you fed.
We'll get you some food. Come on. We're heading down
And
to
some
the ship.
clothes.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys. Let's go.
Yeah. I never thought about this, but I almost guarantee that because he's probably made his own outfits before, Zolos is probably incredible with a needle and thread. So I'm sure
Oh, I believe
I'm
it.
sure he can whip something up to make them look the fucking most fabulous looking dragonlings ever.
Oh no.
I guarantee he probably can. And I'm putting
I mean,
my foot
if
in my
we go
mouth
through the
later.
cruise court, if we go through the cruise quarters, we can probably steal some of the cruise clothes and free fashion stuff. Yeah, we'll have plenty of stuff. Not to mention all their cargo. Let's
We want their
loot this place before we blow it up.
Yes, we're definitely blowing it up. We're definitely looting it, but we also have to be time efficient because I don't know what that comm was attached to.
Yeah.
None of us do.
Nope.
So we gotta skip.
If we started talking about that, Zolos' priority would be like ballista bolts, medicine, engine parts. Everything else is secondary.
Let's go.
Okay.
I recognize I'm not in this scene, but if I may suggest, parts from their comms, since ours got smashed by a giant rock person getting thrown into them.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
that's it. Yeah.
We could take their comms.
I mean, I guess once we would tell as they're going up, tell Bert and Lugina's like, hey, if one of you can either come back or send Boomy over and have him start dismantling the comms and the engine parts that we can scavenge. And we'll gotta be as quick as we can.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get Boomy. He's been down in the engine rooms working this whole time, but I'll come get him. Yeah, absolutely. Lugine will go over and collect Boomy and have Boomy start working on first the communication array and then the engine. Basically, what I'm going to need is I'm just going to... here's what I really need from you all. I need to know how long you plan on spending here. Because, like, there is a lot of cargo here. There's a lot of places to explore. There's nobody else on board the ship. But, like, there was a half a dozen crew quarters here. There is the cargo hold that has 6 pallets worth of stuff. There's the engine room. There's the communication array. There's the cannon itself. How long are you planning on spending trying to take shit from the ship?
When we had, I guess, because I know Zolos didn't do awesome with the fucking learning the radar system, but I guess he did probably learn at least enough. When it is zoomed out, like when he had it at its max, like looking viewing range, I guess, was Eravas saying like this is how much time it would take for this? Because I guess Zolos was able to figure out, hey, you know, where this ship was ahead of them, it was like 20-30 minutes in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Would he remember how much time they would maybe have if something just showed up on the far edge of their
basically at its widest setting, Eravas can, like, you can just go walk over and ask Eravas this question. The widest radius of it, which would be searching for magical item or magical signatures coming into range. It would take them about anywhere from an hour to 2 hours travel speed to get to you at the outer edge of the radius. It depends, of course, on how fast the thing travels, and there's different ships have different speeds, but hour to 2 hours is a pretty good idea of time.
Zolos would be willing to sacrifice a couple hours here at least, and then just have, I guess, you know, once they're fed, and you know, we gotta maybe do some better, you know, station them like on the deck looking out for ships. Always have somebody watching the radar and someone on deck, at least 1 or 2 people, constantly keeping an eye out, while at least, you know, the 3 of us that are over there now, plus Boomy, and maybe one of, you know, Lugine or Bertinelli, you know, raiding the ship. So I mean, Zolos did do a whole bunch looking through the cargo on their ship, so he would probably do that because he might recognize what some of the, if there's symbols or stuff and things on the shipping containers, he might hang out doing that. Obviously, have Doc go raid their infirmary. But yeah, hitting the main stuff first. We'd spend as much time as we can here, but at least a couple hours.
Okay. So, Zolos is focusing on the cargo hold. Dr. Bloom is searching for a infirmary. Lark, what are you looking for?
If depends, are we having Boomy focus on the comms first?
Yes.
Yeah,
Or on
probably would. Yeah.
Okay.
Not.
Okay, so then I'm going to go through the different like crew areas, the crew like their bunks or rooms or whatever, and just see if there's anything valuable, clothes, so that we can make clothes for our new 4.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
So I need each of you to make for me investigation checks. I'm going to roll for Boomy. Skarn, I want you to make a just a D10 check as well. This is you watching the radar. If you roll a D10, something's popping up.
It's 3 to give ourselves advantage, right? Or to check again for ourselves. 3 effort.
Yes.
Yeah, just in case I fail this, I'm gonna do that. But so it's a D10, and what are we shooting for?
You are all shooting for 4s. Best outcome.
Yeah, we'll burn another one.
I got a 5.
Okay.
Oy.
Fuck it. I'm going to reroll.
Yeah.
Am I also looking for a 4 on this whatever I'm doing?
No,
check,
you
or is
are
it
just you are just trying to not hit a 10.
Sounds good.
Hell yeah, you did. Hell yeah. Not a 10.
Yes!
Nice. Let's go.
Okay.
You're shooting for not a 10 and they got a 9.
Uh-huh.
You
Let's all
skirted
win.
the fucking edge of that one.
God damn.
Does that...
Okay. Yeah.
I was just
Roll,
gonna
roll.
quickly... well, so I don't have that much effort.
Oh.
So I wanted to know if it counts as a fail, so I get an additional point of effort back, or it doesn't, because it's just best outcome.
It does count as a fail for you.
Okay. Yeah. I can't re-roll regardless, but just wanted to check.
Yes. So,
Beauty.
Dr. Bloom, I'm going to start with you. You don't find anything that looks like an infirmary on this ship. Like there's no
Messed up.
dedicated place to that where they keep medicine and supplies. Like you look about the interior of the ship for a good 30 minutes. There's just not one. And you kind of frustrated by that.
Yeah, it's really weird, but I shouldn't be surprised they're pirates.
Lark, you do find quite a bit of interesting things going through the crew's quarters. There is a lot of basic weapons in them. They all have, swords or maces or axes or crossbows or things like that. So you can take as much weapons as you want to across to your ship. As far as clothing goes, yeah, there are 6 rooms. There are a smattering of clothing in each individual's room. I'm not going to describe random pirate clothes for you. You find a few changes of pirate clothes in each of the 6 rooms. So you can put down that you have a small stockpile of clothing. in different shapes and sizes. Nothing really dragonling size. All of the crew were like humanoid size, but there's options to work with. You also find quite a bit of money. In total, you find basically a good 300 gold pieces in various
buy them
change.
clothing.
Hell yeah.
You also find a lot of alcohol. Everyone had their own secret stash and had a few bottles in their rooms.
Lots of hooch.
It's good enough stuff. We can use that to disinfect wounds if it's that, high quality shit.
Exactly. You gotta be creative with it. Lots of hooch.
Mm-hmm. Lots of hooch.
I
Okay.
found a bunch of weapons, a bunch of clothes, some money, and lots of hooch.
And your normal everyday things like pillows, blankets, whatever.
Take what we can get.
Hell yeah.
Zolos, you're searching the cargo
hold,
hold itself, and you rolled an at one.
Hell yeah, you did.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. There are supplies to patch up the ship. There is a lot of foodstuffs in there. There is a lot of treasure in here.
Sweet.
You find all sorts of valuable things like gold and silver cups and chalices or plates or things of that nature. You find statuettes and things like that. Jewelry, quite a bit of jewelry. Basically, with that nat 1, you actually found a secret compartment in the cargo hold and opened it up to find a chest, and you lift up this chest and open it up, and there's just loot.
Oh. I mean, I guess that almost kind of works because he's been on a lot of ships before.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably either saw them go to those or he just found them because he was a little shit and he kept looking around for stuff. So yeah, I mean, he's going to come upstairs. And I'd like to think he's just covered in shit.
Like,
But I'd say, hey, yeah, guys, it's like, I found a lot of cool stuff, a lot of stuff for the ship. I think we're gonna be set for a little while. Just totally dead face. He's gonna wait for you.
looking
to say
like
something.
Mr. Fucking T.
Yeah. He's got a ring on every finger, 2 rings on every finger, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, it's over there," and he's putting his hand out and showing. It's like, see, it's but he'd be getting whoever can not do anything, and they're gonna start unloading as much of this onto their ship as they can.
Okay.
As quickly as they can. But yeah, we don't have to do it now. If you want to give us later, like a little
you can
list
just
of.
put down that you have you found the Baricuda's treasure chest. That's all you really.
I guess you're making those notes, Nico. I see.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Always.
So. I mean, that's great that he found that, but then, yeah, he was definitely ship materials and ammunition were his main focuses, but yeah, if he found the food and all that other stuff, yeah.
You found plenty of food. The only ammunition you find are like crossbow bolts and shots for the cannon. In total, they have basically enough ammo for 36 more shots.
For the cannon?
For the cannon.
Can we take the cannon?
He would tell Bertinelli, and he's like, what are because there's no wench mechanism on our ship, right? That was so he goes, realistically, what would it take to get that thing?
We would probably have to take it apart piece by piece and transport it over to the ship and rebuild it on the ship.
Do you know how to do that?
He shakes his head. This is not technology I'm directly familiar with. we can try to make drawings and that sort of thing, and make diagrams. It would take time. Like, we're not talking. We're not talking an hour's time. We're talking a day or two.
I don't think we have that. You know what? Make drawings of it if you can, and we're just gonna take the drawings with us. And, I mean, would that take a long time too? I mean, what you can
would take a handful of hours, and I'm not really an artist.
I'm not either. I mean, he probably when he says he's not an artist, he probably made some kind of. He's like, yeah, I don't think any of us are. Hiding the fact that he's like, don't fucking shit, you're not an artist. Yeah, you know what? We're not gonna take it. We'll end up dying. So let's take everything else we can. I mean, you can have Boomy look at it when he's done with his stuff to see if he could disassemble it quickly, and we could just put it onto the ship and figure it out later. But for now, we're focusing on the stuff that we need.
Boomy is going to report that he kind of fucked up trying to take apart the communications array. He was able to get the orb off, but that's really about it. As far as the engine, it's way different than the one on our ship.
They don't use crystals like ours?
They do use crystals. He was able to find, to salvage 2 small ones, but that was about it.
So we got 5 small ones now.
Excellent.
And then how many percentage of building material or repair materials did we find?
In total, you found enough to do back 8 hit points worth of repair work.
So
we're gonna immediately use 4 of those.
All right. So then
that takes time too. I'm going to remind you.
We can do that en route back home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So right now we're at 140% that we have of materials. Yeah, I mean, anything else? Like, I mean, obviously, did we? I don't know if we actually put in for food. Like, I don't have anything written down in the description for the stuff. But I mean, how many do we have?
I know you're kind of low on food when you came back to the Rock of Ral. Let's say that what you're able to recover from this ship is a month's worth of rations for your crew. They had a pretty good store. That's water, food, yada yada.
And so I added that to the ship's page.
Thank you.
Is there anything else anybody can think of that we should?
Now, in total, to get everything off of the ship and onto yours, it would take about 3 hours. Just so you know.
I was expecting at least a couple.
Yeah, that's just to give you the things that I've described so far.
Yeah, I mean, once we got things going, I mean, he'd start going through and just start grabbing random, I mean, what else? I guess really what else is there? I mean, did they have a similar control mechanism for their console? Like
they did not.
The HUD?
You did not see any sort of control crown or mechanism on the back of the throne.
So ours is quite unique then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. You said there was like a bunch of books up in the kind of like the cabin.
There are.
I mean, we would have taken all of that to give that to Aravas to see what he can make of it. There isn't any books in the language of our ship. The writing is on our ship, is there?
Just like you're kind of flipping through it as you're grabbing the books and shoving them in a bag, and you don't notice anything that's similar to your ship's language. No,
I didn't expect it to, because it seems like nobody understands the language on our ship. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else anybody thinks we should go after?
I think we should blow this thing up.
Oh, we're definitely doing that.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's go.
I guess I know how cannons like that potentially work. Is it like a magically powered cannon, or did we find with those the cannonballs, is there like a powder mechanism to fire those shots?
Seems to be more magically.
Okay.
It's a blend of magic and technology. The cannonballs go into the mechanism, and there's a couple levers to the side. You pull one, and it seems like it primes it, and then the second one fires it. You want to do the Return of the Jedi thing, don't you?
I was thinking about that, but I'm trying to think, how could we fire the cannon into the deck without killing us? I mean, I suppose we could at least take out the masts, and I guess fire some rounds into the cabin as well. But I mean, we don't know. I guess, do the ships, Bertinelli, and if one of these, do they explode? Does it just lose power and drift off?
Yeah, you could overload a ship's engines, and you could set it on fire. Or all of these things would work.
How much? I mean, you said there was a lot of hooch. Was there more down in storage?
Yes, there are like crates of it in storage.
Crates of it. Okay. Is any of it a high enough alcohol content that it would burn?
Sure.
Okay. Then I guess once we've, at the end of our time, once we've cleared off and taken everything we can think of to take, Zolos would just he'd get Bertinelli and Lugine and be like, hey, go, and we'd pour a bunch around the engine. We'd pretty much just kind of this thing you see in, fucking bad movies where they're just taking the can of gasoline and just dragging it around everything. And just make sure it's thoroughly all the important bits of the ship. And then as we're getting back on our ship and, leaving, I guess just ask, Lark, be like, hey, do you think you could use your new toy to set that on fire? If not, he would just, toss a Molotov onto the other ship, but he's going to give them a chance to use their new toy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I can try.
Make for me a tech check. You're examining this weapon to see whether or not you can figure out how to use it. I feel like
Boomy be helping.
I don't know if Boomy has any effort.
Points.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Boomy actually looks like Boomy does have 2 points of effort. Though I honestly was thinking to myself we could have Boomy try to overload the engines.
Oh, we could do that too, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
If we do that, how long does it take? Would Bertinelli and Lugine, how long would it take for an overloaded engine to blow?
We'll just have Boomy say probably about, probably about 15 minutes or so.
All right, buddy. Zolos will help him out with whatever he needs, so he's not there alone.
Nope, I figure Boomy is doing that while you're putting your alcohol all over your ship.
Because that will help, yeah.
And then you all kind of head back over to your ship. Bertarelli and Lugine use poles to push the ship away after disconnecting the one from the other. Lark, you're going to have to head into the cabin to take control of the ship. You are damaged, but at least the engines are still in decent shape thanks to Boomy last session. So you are going to be able to make your piloting check, and you just need to not roll a 6.
could we have our new little dragonlings? Could they be like working to repair the ship? I mean, I know they work on the engines. Could they help do the repairs with Boomy?
We'll find out next session because it is towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Lark, give me a piloting check real quick.
Oh god.
5.
2 times we've skirted that fucking number.
Yeah.
Hey.
You start up the engines. Skarn is wearing the control crown, so the ship engines power up and begin sailing away as the ship gets farther and farther away from the pirate vessel. I imagine all of you are standing on the deck of the ship or looking out the door towards the back. The dragonlings are all standing along the railing of the ship looking out as well. As the engines of the ship go critical and the ship goes with a huge fireball. And that is where we're going to end things for this evening.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
So, well done, everybody. You have looted the pirate vessel Baricuda, and did you ever take the captain back with you? I can't remember.
Zolos was saying we should. I mean, is there any other thing that we can identify that we took out the ship? Was there anything else? With one, or with Lark going through the crew quarters?
The ship probably had like a ship's log.
I was to say, yeah, the books.
That you could have found.
Yeah.
And like the pirate's flag you can take.
All right, we would have taken stuff like that just so we have proof. No, yeah,
Yep.
Zolos he'd have set him back up in the chair, and you know what? He's not going to even take that sweet-ass trench coat.
Oh.
One, he's going to let him be dying this thing, and two, he doesn't want to have to deal with cleaning the blood and brains out.
No, that's fair.
But that's secondary. He's respecting the pirate captain.
Sure,
Right,
sure.
right.
Sure.
Right. Well, yes, you have your proof in hand. Your ship is pretty jacked up, but the pragmatic order of thought did say that they would soup up your ship if you proved able to join them. So that might help things out. We'll find out in 2 weeks when we return for another episode of Æther-Shanties. So, well done, everybody. And thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back in 2 weeks to find out what our heroes get up to back at the Rock of Vraal as they go and start trying to find the partner of their old pal Crowborn. It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as always, I like to go around the table and have everybody tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. And Zolos, you're the one who did the recap, so why don't you go first?
I have been Zolos Vohnagath, your eager, murderous pirate buddy tonight. Name's Joe. I'm also with the Random Rhapsody group on Wednesdays for the Curse of Strahd. I am Corwin Oliver Goodwood. We killed some ghosts last time. We met Darts. I had completely faked my own self out because I thought Strahd's kid's name was Alexander, but then I remembered too late that Matt was doing a Castlevania thing, and then I was like, oh, Darts, that's a weird fucking name. Oh, yeah, it's fucking Strahd backwards. So, I completely psyched, because when he's like, oh, the kid's name's Alexander, and I was just like, oh, that's a nice, I didn't put two and two together that those two were the same fucking person. But we've got a souped up, fighter on our side. Our alchemist is dead, but we're looking for the wizard. So maybe we'll find him. We got to go talk to a bunch of dead assholes at the Argynvost to get I guess I know what the blade is, but to get like a weapon of sunlight. We brought back the skull, so hopefully we get that. So yeah, come watch us Wednesday, 7:00. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Heck yeah. Skarn, you're next.
Yeah, I am nobody. I have played your very tired and sad, immobile rock creature this week.
Oh.
You can always find me on Blue Sky at Nobody Adams. That's Adams with 2 Ds like the family. And I do a bunch of stuff. If you've watched for a while, I'm sure you've heard me plug my podcasts, Us Weirdos Have to Stick Together and the Axe Files. This week I want to talk about our Patreon at Us Weirdos Cast. Normally I wouldn't do this, but a thing that I do for that Patreon is talk about a queer book every week, a different book review recommendation every single week. And last week I talked about, this is a Pride Month special, normally I don't give out the titles, The Well of Loneliness by Radcliffe Hall. Published in 1928, it's believed to be the first novel about a lesbian protagonist in history, so I got to have a lot of fun talking about historical context for queerness.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
But the terminology in that one is just off the chart.
Oh, I'm sure.
From 1928.
So for the most part, the queerness is pretty... It's different than the way we experience it now. They use different terminology, but it's standard. That said, it is a book written in England in 1920, so when a black character shows up later, it's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's my surprise face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well. Can't get everything, I guess. Hey.
No.
Anyway, Lark, you're up next.
Well, hi. My name's Alyssa. On the internet, I am Serenity. And I don't really exist online anywhere but here for now. Got some stuff in the works. Hopefully it pans out. We'll see. I do crochet some nerdy dolls and stuff. So Matt's holding up the straw doll, and Joe's holding up the character from our last campaign, Blood from a Stone. Was little black tabaxi. But yeah. And you can find my crochet stuff on Alyssa Crochets, although I haven't posted in a real long time. That's me.
Dr. Bloom, you're next.
Hi, everybody. I've been playing your slowly becoming very bloodthirsty and vengeful Dr. Ezra Bloom. I'm the protective sort. You can only find me here playing this game with these lovely set of folks. And but if you are trying to find me on the internet, I've actually recently changed my handle on Instagram, at least, to Tempest Astray.
Right on. Well, as always, I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can find me right here every Monday and Wednesday, running crazy games for crazy people and always having a blast doing it. You can find me on the socials as @ScruffyWanderer. I do stuff occasionally. If you want to know about the shows, that's the place to look, because I always retweet things. Anyway, I guess on behalf of everyone here in the Wayfinder crew and everyone with Random Rhapsody, I just want to say, thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, may the winds of Æther ever fill your sails. And good night.
Good night.